Don't ask me that question. I cannot believe you asked me that question.
No? Why not?
Do you believe you actually asked me that question?
Well, it was in the air, wasn't it?
It has been in the air for 20 years. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is this the real David Bowie? That sounds like a Steve Martin question. It's as near as you're going to get. I mean, you know, yeah.
I just wanted to be a better man. Time may change me. Oh, I can't trace time.
In 1971, you sang, "Look out, you rock and rollers, soon now you're gonna get older." Was it that bad after all, getting older?
Not at all.
No?
No. No, it's good.
People have written books about you, they have written articles, psychologists have analyzed you, called you schizophrenic, a person seeking for his identity, the sociologists have called you a phenomenon. How do you look upon yourself being just a case for other people?
I look as rarely as often. I don't think it's something that really plays much part.
But do you read it?
No.
No?
No.
You don't think about it at all?
No. Now that you've just brought it up, I'll have to think about it.
But do you have some sort of conscious relation to the fact that you have enormous power being an idol?
I don't have power being an idol.
No, but people do. When you tell them to dance, they dance.
No, people have their own willpower, they do what they do.
You don't feel some sort of pressure that...
None at all.
That people do the same things as you do?
No, not at all. What a strange question.
No, do you think so? As an idol, people look up to you.
I don't think I'm seen as an idol. I think I'm seen as a more than competent songwriter who's a good performer. I think idol is rather a kind of a 50s concept. I don't really think it applies to people like me. I don't think so. I think we're often regarded as old friends by people who have been listening to our work for some time. I think maybe in the shallow form of idol that you mean, possibly the new bands like New Kids on the Block and that area, there's an idol kind of situation. But not for an artist at my age, no, not at all. Anything oracular about what I was doing. I was never an oracle for the times. I dealt with characters and I portrayed their lives and their feelings. I mean, that 5 years, for instance, applies to Ziggy Stardust, but most particularly just to him and his little world. I don't think I've ever been involved in a kind of a song which says the world is going to die, says David Bowie.
No.
I think Ziggy Stardust knew that his world was dying, but that's a very different thing. That's playing with theatre rock.
How did the idea of making such figures come up?
Well, twofold. One was the fact that I didn't particularly feel comfortable performing as a straight-ahead singer on stage. And my interest had always been in, for want of a better word, multimedia type situations. I liked the idea of combining theatre and music and the whole atmosphere and creating an atmosphere for stage. I thought it was terribly important. It was to me anyway, it's what I wanted to do. So it then became necessary to devise characters to sing the songs of these little stories that I was writing. So it was really very much the first 3 or 4 albums that came out of that period were theatrical undertakings with music. But then I started to quite like singing them on my own, so I had to get rid of them. I don't know what a superstar is. The only thing that I have any notion of is the fact that I can usually get a good table in restaurants. That's all it's worth. To be a good writer and a good performer takes, I think, obviously a certain ability to communicate ideas. But that's just being an artist, you know, which is a more important thing than being a superstar.
Communication, what does the word mean to you?
To be able to be excited by a series of ideas and then to translate and recommunicate that excitement to other people.
If we buy that there is an opposition between what you call the intellectual brain and the emotional heart. Which one of these have been the driving force in your career?
I think everything that I've written comes generally from the heart, although the process of putting it together is often one of more of a cerebral effort. I think I often play around with different concepts and ways of putting songs together or putting shows together. So I think both take their importance in work.
Critics have claimed that you are more ideas. Okay, then we'll just skip it then.
No, you can ask me the question, but
No.
have the question come from you, not some critic.
But now, as an audience,
Yeah.
or a person in an audience,
Yeah.
I look upon you as a bit more balanced, maybe, than you were 20 years ago.
Oh, but of course.
Yes, and the world
Can't
is...
we all say that about ourselves?
Well, hopefully.
Not you, when you're not old enough.
No, but when I get old...
When you get old, you'll be able to say that.
It's not going to be my last tour, but I'm afraid that it probably will be the last time that I'll be doing these songs. I think after I've done these 25, 30 songs, whatever we decide to do, I won't be doing them ever again.
David.
And I very much want to continue working the way that I'm working and keep myself excited. There's no point in continually doing songs and reflecting on a past. So.
And this tour is more like a wishing well tour, isn't it?
What do you mean by that?
By people throwing a small coin into the wishing well
I see.
and wishing a song.
Making a hope, making a wish. All the songs that I'm doing, 20 are songs that have been chosen by the public that are coming to see the show. So I think that in itself is... it enabled me to really do what I really wanted to do, which was to let the audience have its choice on what kind of songs they wanted to hear, and allows me, the other 4 or 5, to choose my own particular favourites to put in. I think it's, as it will be the last time I'll ever sing these songs, I think it's been a good thing to do.
Your favourite song?
Last night it was Station to Station, but it depends on the performance. Some nights, some songs are better than others, and that changes a lot. And the last night in Berlin, wasn't it? Station to Station was great.
So when you finish this concert, are you going to go back to Tin Machine?
Yeah, we finished recording the album in Australia just before this tour, and that should be released by about the end of this year, and then we'll be going out on the road, and we'll choose the songs.